Who Warriors are most likely to play in first round of NBA playoffs originally appeared on NBC Sports Bay Area.comEditor. As note, Grant Liffmann, at Grant Liffmann, is the co-host of Warriors Outsiders, which airs on NBC Sports Bay Area 90 minutes before each home game and 60 minutes after every game. Each week Grant will drop his outsider observation on the state of the Dubs. On Wednesday, I looked into the race between the Warriors and the Nuggets for the top spot in the West, and based on their schedules, concluded that the Warriors have the easier path to their goal. But if they were to finish with the No. 1 seed heading into the playoffs, who would they play in the first round? As of now, 4 teams are tied for the final 4 spots in the West playoffs. Oklahoma City, San Antonio, Utah and the Los Angeles Clippers all own a 42-30 record. By breaking down their upcoming schedules and examining how they have been playing recently, let's rank the teams and their likeliness to be the No. 8 seed and potentially face the Warriors in the first round. Let's look at the least likely to face the Warriors first, and follow with the teams most likely. Point 4. Utah Jazz. After winning 5 games in a row, the Jazz lost a disappointing game in Atlanta on Thursday. But if they are able to go back to their winning ways against lesser opponents, their schedule is ripe for another winning streak. The next 8 games the Jazz play are against teams with records below .500, and 5 of the games are played at home. If the Jazz are able to take advantage of that weak stretch, then they will be playing with confidence heading into important matchups in the final 2 games against tougher opponents. Utah will finish the season at home against Denver, who is only 18-16 on the road this season, and then at the Clippers for a game that could dictate the final standings. All in all, the Jazz will go into this final 10-game stretch with a path primed for a number 6 or no. 7 seed. Point 3. San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs recently broke a 9-game winning streak, which included an impressive victory over the Warriors, by losing to the Miami Heat at home. Despite that loss, the Spurs are one of the hottest teams in the NBA and playing some of their best ball of the season. They will need to play their best as their final stretch of 10 games begins with 2 very tough matchups, playing on the road in Houston and in Boston. Even if the Spurs were to drop both of those games, the following 8 games are much easier. Beginning with a game in Charlotte, the Spurs will play 7 of their final 8 games against teams with records below .500. If they are able to win 6 of their final 8, it would be hard to imagine the Spurs finishing in the No. 8 seed with 48 wins or more. Point 2. Los Angeles Clippers. The Warriors may want to play the Clippers the most in the first round, due to the familiar matchup and the close proximity. But with the way the Clips have been playing recently, it seems like Los Angeles might be able to avoid it. The Clippers have won 8 of their last 9 games and have played so well that some are saying that head coach Doc Rivers could be a dark horse candidate for Coach of the Year. They will have to keep playing well, however, if they want to stay out of the number 8 seed, as their upcoming schedule has some tough games. Their first 3 games are on the road against weak teams, but after that, their final 7 games include matchups at Milwaukee, at home against Houston, on the road at Golden State and at home versus the Jazz to finish the season. If the Clippers could steal a win or 2 in those tough games, then they could potentially finish around a 47-48 win season and stay out of the playoffs. Cellar. 1. Oklahoma City Thunder. This is not good news for the Warriors. The Thunder, despite their inconsistency this year, are not a fun matchup for the Dubs. While Golden State would definitely be favored, the Thunder can make the series uncomfortable as they are long, athletic and play some hard-nosed basketball. Related, Thunder forward Morris says Warriors no longer invincible. If the Warriors are to avoid them in the first round, then the Thunder will have to change their recent poor play, and do so against a pretty tough schedule. OKC has lost 4 games in a row, albeit against good competition, but now play their final 10 games that include hard matchups at Toronto, at home against Indiana, Denver, Detroit and Houston, and finally finishing the season at Milwaukee. Both the Warriors and the Thunder would love to avoid each other in the first round, but the matchup is looking more and more likely with every Thunder loss.